Great. So tell me a little bit about Birth of the Cool, the film, the documentary, and how you guys got involved with that project.
Well, we've been looking to do a documentary for a long time. There was one put out by Channel 4, directed by a guy named Mike Dibb. Channel 4 in the UK. Mm-hmm. And that one was really good. It was really long. Well, we wanted to kind of make another one, updated version. And Stanley Nelson came to us years ago. But for some reason, I can't remember why we weren't able to make it at the time. And we wound up doing the Miles Ahead feature film. That took up a lot of time, several years. And then after that, Stanley came back and we had another meeting with him, and it was time to do it. Everything was lined up, American Masters, Eagle Rock. It was great.
Sometimes it's all about timing in life in general. So for whatever reason, right now is the best time. And you guys have been going to different film festivals. Is that right?
Yes, we've attended Sundance. We're headed to Toronto after this. We were at South by, but not for the film. But it's a great turnout. We had a Miles Davis house. But the word is getting out. The buzz is getting out. And we make as many festivals as we can in conjunction with the film. So.
And what's been the most memorable experience so far?
Just the positivity.
What about your band playing at Sundance?
Yeah, we played at Sundance called Miles Electric Band. This guys that play with Miles. So that was the party after the film, after the screening, 2 screenings at Sundance. But the comments have been overwhelming. Everybody loves the film, right? I mean, everybody we've talked to. It's because it's different from the Miles Ahead. Miles Ahead was what it was, and a little fiction added to it. But this documentary is on point, we feel. So.
What do you feel should be the big takeaway for fans and maybe people who are just discovering his music?
Big takeaway? I mean, for people who are just discovering his music, I mean, it's a very interesting film, just whether you know who he was or not, or you're familiar with his music or not. But, I mean, I would just take away how he was always changing his music, and, you know, he loved his band members, but he'd have to change bands and change sounds, change bands to achieve new sounds, and, you know, those were the things that I would take away from it, just his constant need for change and creative output.
And does this film focus on Birth of the Cool in that particular album, or is it pretty much an overarching itinerary of his career?
Birth of the Cool is life. It has nothing to do with the record, but
it touches on it.
It touches on it, yeah, of course. But it's a documentary about his life. If you don't know about Miles, you would walk away learning a little something. Hopefully, you get something. What made the man the man? You know, it delves into his inner workings, his energy. You know, I love it. I when we viewed it last night, I saw something different that I didn't see the first time. We checked it out at Sundance, and we had links when before Sundance. We loved it then. This is like our third or fourth time watching it. And every time you get a little something different.
Yes. It's kind of like a good record, like a good Miles record.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Exactly. Like Kind of Blue. I listen to Kind of Blue, and I always go, wow. I didn't hear that. We're doing a mix of Sketches of Spain and Kind of Blue. We're headed to Europe, to Germany. It's a new format, and Erin and I were at Capitol Records listening to those 2 records. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like you're in the orchestra, you're in the session of Kind of Blue, or you're in this.
It was a Dolby Atmos.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mix.
Surround.
Yeah, surround mix.
Very cool.
What people don't know is we get excited, to be, this legacy is like, this is not, this is part of our DNA. It's part of what we do, but it's like, it's like breathing. It's beautiful.
Is it normal for you when people ask you questions about your family?
Yeah, if they're right questions. If they're cool like you.
I hope they are.
Sometimes people aren't informed or they don't do their homework. But we're pretty cool. pretty peaceful. Yeah, but you couldn't do that with Uncle Miles.
But we love talking to people who don't know anything about it.
Yeah, because
as much as somebody who only writes about jazz or only writes about Miles or that kind of stuff. I love talking to younger, young reporters who don't always have all the historical back. That's fine, but this like I said, this film is a great vehicle for that. It takes you get a good idea of what happened in his life.
Some of it good, some of it bad.
That's what they do. With everyone.
I know, right. But it's good, I think. I think in this age of social media, there's a lot of only showing the positive side of things. But I think with this uptick in documentaries, particularly music, you can kind of see the whole story, not just part of the story.
Right. Well, there's always the story that you hear from people or you hear, in magazine articles or whatever, or snippets of interviews. You don't get the whole story. But we feel like this documentary will bring you the whole story. I don't want to give away anything. Yeah. It just really does, in a really cool way too.
Yes, and what would you say was Miles' biggest regret? What do you think he would have done if he would have continued making music?
I honestly don't know that he had too many regrets. That I never heard him say, "Oh, I wish I did that," because since he was always moving forward. I don't think he really allowed for a lot of regrets. He would just address it going forward, or not at all, or just I don't remember him ever being like, "Oh, I wish I did that," he expressed interest in other fields outside of music. He loved boxing, he loved his artwork, he loved architecture, but, I don't think he was like, yeah, I should have been an architect. I think he was good.
Ah, shucks.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to be a prize fighter, I don't know.
That would have been cool. I'm actually trying to get into kickboxing.
Oh, yeah?
I was doing some reading, was he into fitness at different points in his life?
Rode horses, boxed. Yeah, definitely.
Do you?
He was so cool in those clothes.
He was so fit.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that contributed a lot to his way of thinking and his way of approaching making music?
You have to be determined to do it. When you set goals, he was always just determined to keep his body together. To give the music what it needed. You have to. That's what I got from him. Anything he set out to do, he did the best of. So he knew his body was his machine. His body was his life. You know what I mean? He knew what it needed to be done to make that work. To have his mind right. It was something to behold. To watch him. To be around him. Mm-hmm. Like a prize fighter.
Yes.
Like a prize fighter.
Yeah. It's like that mentality carries into other aspects of your life. It's not just, oh, you look great. You're clear thinking. You're creative. You're open to trying new things, Yeah. So I'm kind of picking up on that energy through his music in a way.
Yeah. You can hear it, right?
Yes.
He wanted that from everyone in the band, though.
Sure.
Not just from himself. He wanted everybody to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
Like open yourself up and play what you hear, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about trying to please me. Just open it up. It's actually really difficult to do, and that's why all the guys he had in his band wound up being such great band leaders in their own right, because they learned how to do that. They didn't have a problem in the end doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter. These guys are like, to me, Tony Williams, Ron Carter. That's only one quintet. I can't imagine the other quintet. Train and it's just too much. It's too much.
Which one was your favorite collab?
It's too hard to pick, because sometimes I feel like, man, I really just want to hear like when he used to play standards, and they would just, I can just see them on the bandstand kind of swinging and, you know, playing the head, take a solo, play us out, you know. And then other times in the 70s where it's just like, wow, what's going on stage there? You know, with all the electric bands and the wah-wah and the trumpet. And then the 80s, you know, when Vince was in the band, and I grew up, like that was, to me, that was the best music. I listened to a lot of music when I was a kid, but to me, the stuff he was doing in the 80s, you know, it doesn't get the recognition I think it deserves sometimes. You know, so, and then of course there's always Kind of Blue, which sounds good anytime.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
When I can't figure out what to play, just put it on.
Yeah.
Soundtrack to life. What's your favorite collab?
Well, I love Tony Williams, so anything with Tony Williams. But like Erin says, I have on my playlist, I mix it up, you know, because I'll go to Kind of Blue, then I'll go to Sketches of Spain, then I go to On the Corner, then I go to Bitches Brew, then I go to You're Under Arrest, then I go to Decoy, you know. So just his entire career. But I mean, Tony, I love Tony Williams. And Jack Dishman, and Alfred, and Jimmy Cobb,
Max Paul Bear, and Max Roach.
So, anything Miles. You know what I mean? I get something out of all this is different, you know, times in his career.
There's a long list.
And the fun thing is that Erin and I have the privilege to talk to the musicians who you know, contributed to Bitches Brew. We talked to Ron, we talked to Herbie, we talked to Lenny White, we talked to Jack, you know, and we get the bird's eye view, you know, like the inside scoop on what it was like. You know, Lenny White said when he did Bitches Brew, he didn't know how it would sound until he purchased the record, you know, because it was like 4 drummers and 3 keyboard players and 2 basses and, you know, the Bitches Brew.
Powerhouse.
Yeah. And until it was finished, he didn't know what it would sound like, you know, the final outcome until he bought the vinyl. He said he was walking to the record store in San Francisco, and he saw it in the store.
We still have them.
And the store was about to close, and he banged on the window. So Lenny had to take the store anyway, and he got a copy. He read it. He looked at it to see where his name was, you know. So that's kind of cool because it's record store day to day. So, you know, back when albums were like the way to go, vinyl. You listen to vinyl?
I do.
Yeah.
It's making a comeback, I think.
Resurgence, yeah.
And today is...
CDs, it seems like CDs are fading out. They're phasing out.
I still have them.
I do too.
We're old school like that.
Streaming and vinyl.
Yeah,
But it's like you say,
It's a good topic.
Yeah, I'm glad vinyl's back, man. I need it.
Yeah.
Because it's such a foil for all the in the box digital stuff.
I don't know, it's just not as authentic, I
But
feel.
it's like almost tactile. You pick up the record and all the music is inside this thing. It's not coming from the cloud. It's coming from the acetate vinyl. I mean,
Takes time to open it up. And
you got to take care of it, or it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's right.
Aw. It's like a baby.
It's warped when you get
Already, yeah.
That's the only thing I hate.
Did you guys ever buy like 2 of the same album because you loved it so much and you knew you were going to wear it out?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I just do it by accident. Like I look at my
Whoops.
collection, I'm like, oh, I got a couple of those. But yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go run by Amoeba later to go see
Nice.
our friend DJ Amerigo Gazaway's performing. And it's record store day, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got doubles of a lot of Miles stuff because sometimes if I see them on eBay, if they're in really good condition, I just try to get them. Or, you know, he gets them first.
Get what you can.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have a lot of original pressings from Miles, I imagine.
Yeah, anything like, but nothing we're talking about.
Nobody knows. It's on the wall at Amoeba. It can never be touched.
Nothing there.
And if people want to find out more about the film, is there an official Facebook or
Yeah, I think
website?
I know the Instagram is Miles Davis Movie.
Okay.
And in the film, I would look at Firelight Films. That's Stanley Nelson and Directors production company. Mm-hmm. Or just Google Birth of the Cool Miles Davis documentary.
Sometimes when you hashtag Miles Davis movie, it takes you to the Birth of the Cool website.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because that's where we want to be always.
So you come in Sunday, right? Sunday night?
Yes, I am coming tomorrow afternoon, evening.
Right.
It's at 4:00, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I've never actually been to a screening yet at this
really?
particular theater. Have you guys been to that theater before? Oh, okay.
No, we were in Berkeley yesterday.
Nice.
The people were so nice. The staff was nice. It was really cool.
Everyone's happy compared to.
San Francisco, we love San Francisco. We love the Bay Area.
Do you guys come here often?
He plays there once a year.
SF Jazz.
Oh, nice.
I was looking at it.
I'll have to check you out then. I've been there once.
This artist named Maritza's there tonight and last night. And her managers did Miles from India. His name is Yusef Gandhi.
Mm-hmm.
So he found out we were in town, and he wanted us to come by last night, but we were out in Berkeley. Narada Michael Walden wants us to have lunch. All our friends are here. You know who Narada Michael Walden? He's a great, prolific artist.
Yes.
He's out. But we can't do everything,
You can't.
A lot of friends here.
And are you guys based on the East Coast?
No, we live in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
LA. I don't know why I thought East Coast. I guess I was thinking Miles. He kind of got his start in New York.
Yeah, I'm from New York, but that was a long time ago. From Chicago.
Chicago. That's where my family's from.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
There's some jazz history in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, jazz and
Just a
blues.
little.
Yeah. Buddy Guy's playing tonight here in the city.
Oh, I would love to see him. I'm sure you've seen him plenty of times.
Yeah.
We went at the Greek ones.
Yeah.
Harris Bomb. It was cool.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Buddy's bad.
So many good shows, so little time. Well, any closing thoughts for tomorrow's screening or yesterday's screening?
Well, yesterday's screening just went really well. It was nice Q&A afterwards. It's good to see the film again on the big screen. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's screening at the Victoria.
Yes, me too. The Mission. Do you guys go to the Mission?
The Mission District?
The Mission
I haven't
District.
been there for a minute, but yeah.
Yeah.
Through there.
Lots of good food.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you guys,
Yeah, pleasure.
and looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, we are too.
Awesome.
All right, see you then.